Recall that we recently studied the Sutram 4183, Pragdivyato Varn. That Sutram tells us that the affix an is hereby authorized as the default affix for all rules from here 4183 down prior to the Sutram 442. Tena divyati khanati jayati jitam. At that time we noted that the other affixes prescribed in this section from 4183 prior to 442 are apavadaha, exceptions to the affix an. Let us now take a look at one such affix which is prescribed in this section and is an exception to the affix an, the default affix an, which was set by 4183. The sutram we are taking now is 4195, which says ata in. The vritti simply says apatyarthe. That is of course referring to the sutram 4192 tasyapatyam, which says that following a syntactically related padam in which the sandhi operations have been performed and which ends in a sixth case affix, its adhitaha affixes already prescribed by the rules 4183 etc., as well as those that are going to be prescribed by the rules 4195 etc., may be optionally applied to denote the sense of apatyam, a descendant. So that gives us the meaning in which this affix in is being prescribed by this sutram 4195, ata in. Okay, so now let us take a look at the meaning of this sutram ata in. It says to denote the sense of apatyam, descendant. Its adhitaha affix in may be applied optionally following a syntactically related padam in which the sandhi operations have been performed, provided the padam ends in a sixth case affix and is derived from a pratipadikam ending in the letter a. Recall that we are in the adhikara of 4182 samarthanam prathamadva, which tells us that the three terms samarthanam, prathamad and va are authorized to exert their influence on the rules down from here, meaning down from 4182 prior to 531. Hence, the affixes prescribed by the rules in this section are introduced optionally because of va, following the term which is the first among the terms because of prathamad mentioned in the prescribing rule, and is capable of conveying meaning which is only possible when the sandhi operations inside the term have been performed. So therefore, in the meaning of this sutram 4195 ata in, we see mention of optionally as well as a padam in which sandhi operations have been performed, as well as provided the padam ends in a sixth case affix. The why sixth case affix? Because of tasyapatyam. We already mentioned that tasyapatyam dictates the meaning in which this affix is used, and in that sutram the term mentioned first is tasya, which stands for a padam ending in a sixth case affix. So based on the term prathamad mentioned in the sutram samarthanam prathamadva, and then based on the fact that tasya is mentioned first in the sutram tasyapatyam, we deduce that this affix in is to be applied to a padam which ends in a sixth case affix. And remember, a tadhita affix as a general rule is applied to a padam. Hence, paribhasha sutram samarthah padavidhi applies to tadhita operations also. Samarthah padavidhi, which is the sutram 211, tells us that padasambandhi yo vidhi sa samarthashrito bodhyaha, meaning the operation relating to terms having the designation padam is to be understood to be conditioned on the terms being connected in sense. So that is why the meaning of this sutram 4195 says that the affix is applied following a syntactically related padam. Okay, let's take a look at the first note here. It says that the use of a tadhitaha affix is optional because a sentence or a compound may also be constructed to convey the same meaning. So for example, the tadhitaha form Daśaratha and the sentence Daśarathasyapatyam and the compound Daśarathapatyam all convey the same meaning, a male descendant of King Daśaratha. The next note says that the term ataha used in this sutram 4195 is an adjective to pratipadikat. References to the adhikara 411 nya pratipadikat. As per the Paribhasha Sutram 1172, yena vidhistadantasya, we get the meaning adantar pratipadikat. And bearing in mind that the affix is added to a padam and not directly to a pratipadikam, it implies that the affix ing is optionally applied following a sixth case ending padam derived from a pratipadikam ending in the letter a. And the next note says that the affix ing prescribed by this sutram is a apavadaha, exception to the default affix an prescribed by the sutram 4183 pragdivyato an, which of course we are very familiar with. Okay, let's take an example now. Example here is Dasharathasya Daśarathihi Ramaha. The meaning of Daśarathihi is a descendant of Daśaratha, but it generally refers to Sri Rama, son of Daśaratha, because Sri Rama is of course the most famous descendant of Daśaratha. So prasiddhatvat, it is Sri Rama. Derivation is quite straightforward. We start with the Shashtiyantam Padam Daśaratha Nyas, add the affix in by Sutram 4195, because all the conditions for applying this affix are satisfied. The Pratipadikam Daśaratha ends in the letter a. We do have a Shashtiyantam Padam Daśaratha Nyas, and the affix is being used in the sense of Tasyapatyam. Now, the ending letter nya of the affix in is it as per 133, harantyam lopaha as per 139, tasya lopaha. So now we have Daśaratha nyas plus e, and Daśaratha nyas plus e gets the designation pratipadikam by 1246 krit tadita samasascha, because we have formed it adhitaha. This allows us to apply 2471 supo dhatu pratipadikayoho to perform the look elision on the sup affix nyas, which is inside the pratipadikam. So now we have Daśaratha e. Now we apply 72117. Taditesh vachamadehe tells us that the first vowel among the vowels of a angam, which is followed by tadita affix, which is either a nyit, has the letter ny as a it, or a nit has a letter n as a it, takes the vriddhi substitution. We are currently using the affix in, which of course has the letter ny as a it, so we perform the vriddhi substitution in place of the first vowel a of the angam Daśaratha. So we now have Daśaratha plus e. The angam Daśaratha gets the bhasanya by 1418 yachibham, because the affix e begins with a ach. And based on the bhasanya, we can now apply 64148 yasyeti cha to elide the ending letter a of the angam Daśaratha. So now we get Daśarath e, which is Daśarathi. That's the final form. The Pratipadikam Daśarathi decline like Harishabdaha. Prathama Ekavachanam is Daśarathihi. So please remember this Sutram 4195 Atha ing. Whenever there is a Pratipadikam ending in the letter a, and we want to derive a tadita form in the sense of tasyapatyam, then instead of using the default affix an prescribed by pragdivyato an, we have to use this affix ing prescribed by this sutram 4195 atha ing.